Sometimes when we're playing these enhanced mobility shooters, things can seem to move too fast, the gameplay becomes reliant on a reaction and seems luck-based. Halo 5 put all these things like Spartan abilities, like Spartan Charge, Ground Pound, a Slide, thrusters, clamber, as well as keeping sprint in. This changes the core gameplay. It changes map design and it changes other mechanics. In turn, you have to die faster with this higher mobility so you can actually be killed while on the move, leaving less skill involved and more who shot first. I've personally never really enjoyed a shooter where the one who shoots first is always going to win. That's why I loved Halo 3. If you got a shot on, you could possibly jump and do a 180 and grenade headshot combo, turning a kill around, or really any other possibility with turning on who shot first. The point is that you had a chance pretty much no matter what situation you were in, unless somebody was shooting a rocket or sticking you in the face with a grenade. This higher gameplay speed and kill speed leads a lot to time spent running around and focuses less on having a strategic positioning, such as having the high ground. People used to have to memorize weapon spawns from knowing where the BR is to knowing where the shotgun and rocket launcher are. With weapons in Halo 5 spawned and shown to everyone on the map when power weapons will spawn, it ruins any strategy in knowing spawn times of these weapons. Levels in the original Halos focus more on having a strategic positioning than just running super fast to gun down your opponents before they can turn around. Even professional players admit that the 343 map design is highly repetitive on most maps. It doesn't have maps that are unique like High Ground or Last Resort from Halo 3. If 343 goes and creates more unique maps like my favorite Halo map of all time, Guardian, the multiplayer would be so much more fun. Maps that are mirrored on the opposite side create gameplay that can become stagnant with a lot of playtime. Haven from Halo 4 is a lot of fun and has a lot of different ways to play it, but it's not as unique as an asymmetrical map. These older maps suit the older style of gameplay with shorter hallways and overall smaller open areas. This creates a strategic playstyle where you bank grenades and attack from instead of running to cover after starting an unwinnable fight or thrusting out of the way. These enhanced mobility shooters are cool on paper, but just because the consoles can run more abilities to move around better doesn't mean people want super fast gameplay. It ruins the fun if you're not going to play it all the time. It's because it's not exactly friendly to the casual player. Certain jumps, with specifically the map I mentioned in Guardian, can only be done by teabag jumping. It was a little thing you could only do if you had experience. Not every player knew about where these jumps were located, or even how to do them. It separated the casual players from the experienced players. Now we can just clamber onto any surface in Halo 5. It changes the map design in a negative way. They cater the map designs to fit clamber and any other Spartan ability. And I won't even talk about sprint. I think in certain circumstances it can be a great thing. I think that there should be certain playlists with it, but it shouldn't necessarily be default in my eyes. It shouldn't be core to the gameplay. It causes hallways to need to be longer, floor heights to get higher, corners become more open, and it changes the map design of what was previously successful. It changes what can be a more creative map design, and it opens things up when you add sprint into the mix. And I think the thrusters are actually perfect if it came without sprint. It is enough to charge the last 3 feet to take cover from a second sniper shot or two, to move the last couple feet from a grenade, and it enhances the combat without changing the fundamental gameplay of Halo. When Bungie with making Halo Combat evolved to Halo 3, it didn't change how it played. It kept jump heights high, it kept mobility limited, but it added dual wielding. Things like bubble shields and other innovative ideas that added to the gameplay without changing how the game is played. In multiplayer, I don't want Spartan abilities shoved in my face, forced to use them to play. I want to play the game without having any of them because that's what Halo is to me. Mind you, it's a lot of fun to run around and make a cool play using these combos of abilities or just making a regular flashy play with one of them. And this is why 343 took Halo to the enhanced mobility route. Games like Titanfall look really cool when you're going around and making a sick wall jump kill. It feels cool. Does it make for a successful multiplayer experience? Well, just look at how the Titanfalls did. I played the first game and it looked cool, but it just wasn't fun to me. You have all the Halo's competitors going back to their roots right now. Battlefield 1 and now look at Call of Duty, just to name 2 of them. Look at how successful the idea of classic style COD coming back, people are longing for it. They don't want this new style of play anymore, and if they did, Black Ops 2 wouldn't be the most played Call of Duty right now. The same goes for Halo. If fans didn't crave classic Halo again, we wouldn't have massive projects like Installation 01 and Project Contingency. What you have is these fans that love how things used to be so much to the point that they're literally dedicating years of their time to bring back that style of play for the like-minded community on PC. They crave things to revert to what is considered the glory days. We want things to be back to how Bungie had them. No, and I'm not talking about Halo Reach, the original Halo gameplay design. You don't agree maybe? You like enhanced mobility? Let me know why you think that fits in Halo. I know I'm not the only one wanting to find a Halo that has things that we've had before. And it's natural to eventually forget about things in a game that we haven't had in a decade. Like Halo 3 has bubble shields and other item pickups such as the energy drain and regenerator. It adds a lot to the gameplay and a lot of strategy. If you ever played any amount of time in Halo 3, you probably had one of those clutch moments when you jumped into a bubble shield and stuck an enemy with a plasma grenade, then jumped to the other side of the shield to avoid any splash damage and get the clean kill. No unlike how I failed in this one. Moments like this made the Halo 3 multiplayer the favorite multiplayer experience I've ever had. Even if it might not fit in a competitive sandbox, I don't understand why they would put things in a Halo then take them out. Something I absolutely loved in Halo 3 was a Hornet. We've since seen Falcons and now a Wasp in Halo 5. And it's great that they're adding new UNSC airships. It's fantastic, really. There's no reason not to include them in Forge, at least so we can use the old iconic weapons and vehicles, unless maybe Falcons went out of service in the current timeline. I'd have to look it up. But still, with Hornets, at least include it in Forge. We found out in Halo 2 Anniversary they can easily add in a modern Hornet to multiplayer. Why do we not have equipment pickups anymore? Where did the bubble shield go? Why did we get rid of dual wielding? Why did we get rid of weapons like the plasma rifle that were core since day one? These things are fan favorites and would be welcomed back with more than open arms. I don't see the real reason to not at least include past Halo vehicles and weapons in Forge. Doesn't have to be so fine, perfectly tuned to competitive play. It can be just for fun and unbalanced for all I care. It's more important to have it and have fun using them than not have them at all. Anyone remember dual wielding Needlers in Halo 2? That was one of the quickest ways to get a kill. It was overpowered, undoubtedly, but it was fun. It was good, clean fun. Halo needs to stop replacing core weapons and vehicles to its gameplay and expand on what already exists. We need things like our plasma rifle back, and most of us want dual wielding, even if it might not be in a ranked playlist or only dedicated to campaign. If 343 only added to Halo and stopped taking things out unless it was overwhelmingly not accepted by the community, we'd have a much more successful Halo. I hope that you enjoyed what I have to say. Let me know what you think about my points and what you think about it at all. Do you think that Halo needs to go back to its roots? Do you think it should stop replacing fan favorites and just keep old weapons and vehicles, or at least a majority of them? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, YouTubers. I will catch you guys next time.